Hiya and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and this is video number 41 in my weekly series of vinyl albums by bands and artists that I like, inspire me, etc. So another 20 albums, and here we go. The first one up today is John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Crusade. Of course, John Mayall is known for having all the best British blues guitar players, Peter Green, Eric Clapton. But this one features the wonderful Mick Taylor. It's also got John McVie on bass, who later went on to be in Fleetwood Mac, of course. Keith Hartley on drums. And, of course, John Mayall, vocals, organ, piano, bottleneck guitar, and harmonica. They do a fantastic version of Albert King's Oh Pretty Woman. John Mayall's Stand Back, Baby. Freddie King's Driving Sideways. The Otis Rush song, I Can't Quit You, Baby. Sonny Boy Williamson's Checking on My Baby. And I have to say that I'm a big fan of Mick Taylor's guitar playing on this album. I just think he's a wonderful blues guitar player and also a wonderful blues bottleneck guitar player. So that's Crusade there by John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. Up next, another wonderful guitar player in a different sort of genre altogether. This is a Bert Young sampler on the Transatlantic label. Bert Young, of course, is a finger-picking acoustic sort of folk guitar player who inspired people like Jimmy Page, and there's stuff on this like Rabbit Run, The Wheel, the world-famous Angie. Of course, that's a bit of an acoustic guitar sort of standard. Everybody that plays fingerstyle always plays Angie. Backwater Slide, Running From Home. Needle of Death, which was quite a famous song for Bert Young. And he's got lots of albums on the Transatlantic label, and this is sort of a sampler of all the different ones. And actually, I've just found in here now, in the back of this vinyl, a very old train ticket. So I must have bought this in Cardiff, and I must have been reading it on the train. That was before I could drive, look. There we are. I've had this since 17th of July 2010, so there we are. There's a Bert Young sampler. Oh, this is a cracker. This is Paul Butterfield Blues Band East West, of course, with the amazing Mike Bloomfield on guitar. As well as, of course, Elvin Bishop and Paul Butterfield on the harmonica, Jerome Arnold on bass, Billy Davenport on drums, and Mark Natal, I can't pronounce his second name, on organ piano. Great version of Walking Blues on this. Get Out of My Life, Woman. Two Trains Running. Never Say No, rather, which Elvin Bishop, of course, sings. But then my favourite track is the guitar instrumental that is East West. Sort of a progressive psychedelic Eastern blues, which features solos from Butterfield, who is a virtuoso harmonica player, as well as Mike Bloomfield, as well as Elvin Bishop. What a song. What a fantastic album. I mean, you listen to the first Butterfield Blues Band album, which is fantastic, going with Shake Your Money Maker on, etc. And then within a year, they get to this. Just a fantastic step forward, I think. More British blues. This is Savoy Brown with the wonderful album Blue Matter. This has got the famous Savoy Brown song on it, Train to Nowhere. Of course, Kim Wilson being from Newbridge, he's a Welsh boy. May Be Wrong, a really good version of Louisiana Blues. A cracker version of Elmore James's It Hurts Me Too, I Can't Speak Today. Produced, of course, by Mike Vernon. This is on the Decca label, so he was producing stuff on Decca by, John Mayall and Eddie Boyd, etc. before he started up the amazing Blue Horizon label. So yeah, this is the Savoy Brown album, Blue Matter, and it really is a classic. And if you're into your British blues and you haven't heard it, definitely check that one out. This is No Free Lunch by Green on Red. Chuck Prophet, of course, we've mentioned Chuck before. We've mentioned Green on Red before. Real cool country rock. Dan Stewart, of course, and Chuck Prophet. Time Ain't Nothing, Honest Man. Ballad of Guy Fawkes, of course, the track No Free Lunch. My favourite track on this, Time Slips Away. Keep On Moving. Really good country rock, Green on Red. There's loads of albums. Worth checking out. The ultimate one, I think, it may be Gas Food Lodgings. But this is the No Free Lunch album. And it's in quite a cool sort of die-cut sleeve as well, as you can see. So there we are, that's Green on Red, for your country rock. Up next, we got some Hendrix. This is, of course, the Band of Gypsies album with the puppet cover. Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Miles, and Billy Cox. My personal favourite on this record is Machine Gun. What a fantastic blues that is. We Gotta Live Together, Message of Love, Power of Soul. Recorded live at the Fillmore East in New York in 1970. I mean, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, say no more. One of the greatest guitar players to ever live. Absolutely fantastic. And I love his singing voice, and I love his guitar playing, and I love this puppet cover too. But check out, if you want me to do Machine Gun, check out Machine Gun, and he does I can't play it, but or whatever, he does all that machine gunning sort of stuff on the guitar. Really cool. Up next, this is a self-titled album. This is Mississippi Fred McDowell. It's sort of a compilation of some cool Mississippi Fred McDowell label on the Gamma label. Leave Camp Blues, Gotta Move, Big Fat Mama, Unknown Blues, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, Keep Your Lamp Trimmed and Burning, The Train I Ride. You know, I'm a big fan of Mississippi Fred. My favourite album is I Do Not Play No Rock and Roll, which I've shown in the past. So anything by Mississippi Fred I always pick up, and this is from the 70s, I think. And it was pressed in Paris. And it's a nice compilation of Mississippi Fred McDowell material. So here we are. Bit of Neil Young, this is Harvest Moon. A cracking album, Unknown Legend, Actor Hendrix, Harvest Moon. Old King when he plays his 6-string banjo. I'm a Dreaming Man. Natural Beauty. An absolutely lovely record. This is much like Harvest, it's a beautiful album. Really is fantastic, and that's Harvest Moon by Neil Young. This is a cool album. This is Leon Russell with Elton John, The Union. This is a cool record made by two fantastic piano players. If it wasn't for the bad $800 shoes. I mean, it's a 2 LP here. My Kind of Hell. My favourite on the album is There's No Tomorrow. Monkey Suit, Jimmy Rogers' Dream. A real good pairing here with Leon Russell and Elton John. Up next, Doc Watson. This is his Southbound album. I'd like to get the self-titled one, I would. His first one, A Walk On Baby, Blue Railroad Train. Sweet Georgia Brown, of course. Southbound. Another classic guitar instrumental everyone does, Windy and Warm, The Tennessee Stud, which is a famous one of his. I saw a thing on YouTube yesterday with Ask Zach talking about Roy Buchanan, and the Roy Buchanan song Cajun does sound like Tennessee Stud by Doc Watson after I played this LP this morning before I made the video. Nashville Pickin'. That's just great. I mean, I'm a massive Doc Watson fan. There he is on the back with his son Merle. Merle sadly died in a tractor accident. And also a wonderful guitar player, much like his old man Doc. So there we are. This is The Legend of Elmore James on the United Artists label. So this is like a late 60s, early 70s press, which is like an Elmore James sort of compilation, but it features some cool stuff, like Wild About You Baby, Long Tall Woman I Believe, Sinful Woman, Rock My Baby Right Hand in Hand. Elmore James is on the back with his K acoustic, as you can see. He's one of my all-time favourites, singers and slide players, and I pick out everything Elmore James I see. And this is a good compilation which doesn't feature all the usual suspects, which is nice as a fan of Elmore. I'm just looking what label it's on here. There you are, United Artists. This copy has got a bad scratch on it. It's like the vinyl is absolutely mint, and there's one mark on it, so you can't play track one. But until I find an upgrade copy, this is good enough for me. This is Muddy Waters sings Big Bill Broomsey. Of course, the wonderful Muddy Waters doing Big Bill songs. Tell Me Baby, Southbound Train, Double Trouble, Hey Hey, which of course is the famous Hey Hey, Hey Baby Hey, but he also does her as a guitar instrumental, Big Bill, which is fantastic. Mopper's Blues, I Feel So Good. It's on the Pie R&B label, which means it would have come out on Chess in America. And that's Muddy Waters sings the songs of Big Bill Broonzy. It's a good record, that is. Really good. The blues of Tbone Walker, of course, the wonderful Tbone Walker. Loads of cool stuff on this. Natural Blues, Hometown Blues, Midnight Blues, Trifling Woman Blues, Too Much Trouble Blues. He really did have the blues, Tbone. Again, this one doesn't really feature Stormy Monday, etc., but a real great display of what a fantastic singer and guitar player the Tbone Walker was. And it's actually on the Music for Pleasure label, which is like a budget record label, which I think is pretty cool, that they released the Tbone Walker album. Rycuda with Chicken Skin Music. There's some cracking stuff on this. Bourgeois Blues, I Got Mine, Always Lift Him Up, Never Put Him Down. He'll Have to Go, which is my favourite track on the record. Stand By Me, Goodnight Irene. I just love Rycuda's interpretations of classic songs by people like Jim Reeves, etc. And I mean, Chicken Skin Music is a real classic. This is a nice live Rory Gallagher album. This is the Irish Tour album from 1974. This is much like Live in Europe, a big favourite of mine, but it's got the added Lou Martin on the piano, Cradle Rock, I Wonder Who, Tattooed Lady, Too Much Alcohol as the Crow Flies, A Million Miles Away, Walk on Hot Coals, Who's That Coming? Just absolutely wonderful. I mean, Rory Gallagher's studio albums are good, but his live albums are great. And he's one of my all-time favourites. I got into Rory when I started playing at 13, and I've been into him ever since. And that's the Irish Tour 74. I quite like the silver and red cover too on that. Because, you know, with the vinyl, get the artwork as well. Sort of a band with a Welsh connection, because Tweak Lewis is on this. Wonderful guitar player that he is, from Swansea there. And this is Wild Turkey, sort of a band that came out of Jethro Tull and a few other bands. Sort of bluesy rock sort of stuff. Some good stuff on this, like Telephone, Good Old Days, The Return, which is a really cool track. And it features Glenn McCormick. He produced the album. And let's see who else is on. I don't know if Gary Pickford Hopkins is on this. Oh, he is. So Gary, great singer Gary was, again, Welsh guy. So you got Gary, Mick Dyche on slide guitar, Tweak Lewis on lead guitar, Steve Gould on piano, Glenn Cormack on bass, who's in Jethro Tull, and Jeff Jones on drums. I'm not sure if that's the same Jeff Jones that was in Man. If somebody could comment below, I would like to know. And it's on, of course, the Chrysalis label, which, of course, Rory Gallagher was on as well. This is an acoustic Mike Bloomfield album called If You Love These Blues, Play 'Em As You Please. And there's some cool stuff on this. If You Love These Blues, Hey Foreman, City Girl, Thrift Shop Rag. And it's a nice thing. I mean, I prefer Mike, playing his Telecaster or his Gibson Les Paul. But what's cool about this is it comes with a Mike Bloomfield autograph. A friend of mine met him in Canada, and he saw him playing at this place, which is the Other Cafe in Canada in the early 80s. And he got his autograph. He also got Hubert Sumlins on the same trip, and he sold me them. But never mind that, it's still a really cool record, and he's got his old Diamond pickup, but I got one of them as well. That's for Mike Bloomfield. Another variation on Troutmass Replica. This is Beef Art's Plastic Factory album, as you can see with all the chickens. It's the German press. It's the same songs as what about Troutmass Replica? Safe as Milk. Safe as Milk. It's the same songs as Safe as Milk. But I just thought I'd show it because of how cool the cover is. It's all chickens in a chicken coop. And it's signed by Drumbo as well, John French. But you got all the ones on it, Growing So Ugly, Abba Zaba, Sure Enough, Yes I Do, Zigzag, Wonder, I'm Glad, Electricity, etc. Brilliant. Another Blue Horizon, this is Key Largo. It's a Blue Horizon production, of course, produced by Mike Vernon, who produced a couple of albums on today's list. Big Chief, Axe in the Wind, Give It Up, Scrapped Up in Love Again. But they're a really cool band, sort of bluesy, rocky sort of stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you're into the Blue Horizon label. What did that sticker say? drastically reduced to 72p. I wish I paid 72p for it. But anyway, that's Key Largo. And last but not least, this is Joe's Garage, or as we say in the UK, Joe's Garage. Frank Zappa. Cracking album this is. Joe's Garage, Catholic Girls. My favourite track on the album, Crew Slut, features Denny Wally's wonderful slide guitar, Why Does It Hurt When I Pee? Just a really, really cool album. I'm a big Zappa fan, and that rounds up today's 20. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a new vinyl video every Wednesday-ish. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.